Hello everyone, welcome to the online class of physics. This is your Naima Miss, back with a new lesson, that is stars and the solar system. So in today's class we are going to learn about the stars and the solar system. We have already learned about the solar system. We have already know what are stars, but do we actually know what are stars? Or we are just thinking what are stars, twinkle twinkle little stars? So, when we observe in the night sky, there is a fascinating experience for everyone, right? We love to watch the sky at night because they are very, very, very twinkling stars we can observe in the sky, which are very beautiful to observe and very interesting to see, and we feel relaxed and loving. Yes, you might have even watched the clear blue sky sometimes and also observed sunrise and sunset several times, right? Then, what have you observed in the sky? What do you know about celestial objects in their movement? See, elderly people seem to know a lot of things. Some of them can tell the time of day simply by looking the shadows of some of the objects, and some might guess the hours. Some might tell that due to this reason there might something occur or there may something happen, right? Like olden days people, if you ask your grandfather, grandmother, they will tell you how they used to, how their ancestors used to tell about, like they used to assume, okay, suppose the shadow is falling here, that means this is the time. Suppose the shadow is falling here, this is the time. Okay, example. So they used to have good ideas, right? And it is definitely interesting to know the answers, to observe the few of the questions which arise in our mind, like why do we see stars at night, why don't we see at daytime, right? Why do we see sun at the daytime, why don't we see it at the night time? And what are the celestial object? I said celestial object. What is this celestial objects? So these are so many questions that will arise in our mind. So will the stars move? Are they are moving in the sky? And what is exactly the sun situated in the sky at noon? Where it is exactly situated? How does the shadows of the tree fall? How does it change? Okay, so these are the questions which come into our mind, but it will be more interesting to understand how our ancestors came to know about this, in olden days, and what they observed and how they can observe the sky and say these are the celestial bodies without using any objects, any instruments. How were they able to tell us? Okay, so one thing we have to remember, that people made these observations from the earth and not from the other point in the sky. We shall now observe some activities. We will learn about these in detail in few of the activities that we are going to learn in our further classes. So you have to remember that whatever we are assuming or whatever the people are assumed in those days, they are observing some, we are on the earth. Okay, we are on the earth. Whatever the things are observed are from this point. Okay, from the point of earth. But what is happening in the surrounding atmosphere, whatever is happening in the universe or the solar system, that is different when we observe from this point. Okay, when we observe from this point, it is different. When we observe from here, we are assuming that is right. Okay, from here we are saying that from earth we are observing and we are seeing the things. Okay, so if we observe the changes in the length of the shadow, when we see the shadow in the daytime, see, if you see, if we do an experiment, like we are, pick up a spot in your open ground. Okay, so let us pick up a spot in an open ground. Okay, and what we are doing, suppose this is your ground and we are taking one spot. Now we are taking a spot where you can be sure to have a sunlight throughout. Okay, there it is, like no buildings around and nothing. It's an open area, and you can say that the sun, whenever it is moving from east to west, you can see that there is a fall of sun here, sun rays here. Okay, there is a fall of sun rays. You can observe it very clearly. Okay, so also there should not be any tree or building nearby which can cast a shadow on the spot during the period of experiment, right? As I said, we have to have a very open area where it is not disturbed by any shadow of buildings or trees. So the spot should be as flat as possible. Okay, it should be an open ground. Now we are taking a stick which is a little over a meter. It should be over a meter of distance, and what we are doing, we are just fixing it vertically. Okay, like this. We are fixing it vertically. Right? We are fixing it vertically here at this spot. So we have fixed this stick vertically here at this spot. Okay. Now ensure that exactly 1 meter of the stick remains away from the surface of the ground. You can even build a fence. So what is this? This is fence around the stick. Okay, keep people also aware from this. Only this stick should be available, and far from this no one should be visible. No one should come nearer to the stick. Okay, then first observation you have to do at 9 o'clock. When you will do? We will do the observation first at 9 o'clock. First morning 9 o'clock. Okay, then we will see where is the shadow. Okay, then mark with a nail or peg at a point where the tip of the shadow falls on the ground. Suppose this shadow is falling here at the morning. So just place a nail here. Okay. Then after that, take a similar observation for every half an hour. Then you go at 9:30 a.m. Then you observe. You can see there is a little bit movement, shadow movement. Okay, so like this you will have different movements at every half an hour. You can see you have different spots. Okay, you have different spots. Use a clock to fix the time for making your observation. Enter the measurement of the length of the shadow and the time of the measurement in a table. Making a column, you enter here you enter the time, and here you enter the measurement. Okay, at what measurement? So if you are going at 9 a.m. you got some measurement, 9:30 a.m. you got some measurement, 10 a.m. you got some measurement, 10:30 a.m. you got some measurement. Like that you have entered all the measurements till the sunset. Okay, since you will be making the observation over the next 2 weeks at least, you should make sure that the pegs and the sticks are not disturbed. So you have to do this activity for 2 weeks. Okay, you have to do this activity for 2 weeks. So you have to see that these fences and the marks, whatever you are pointing, you are fixing, should not be disturbed. Okay. Then the shortest shadow cast by the vertical object on the ground always falls in north-south direction. You can use this fact to locate the direction. The first, the time when the shortest shadow will occur is called as the local noon time. That is 12 o'clock. Exactly 12 o'clock, you can see that there is a shortest fall. Okay, shortest fall of the shadow, and this is called as local noon. What it is called? It is called as local noon. Okay, then So don't you arise one question? We can say that in one day only we will come to know, Namas, how these markings are coming from, what shadows are coming, how the shadows are coming at half an hour we are observing. Now why to observe for 2 weeks? Not only for 2 weeks, if you observe for 2 years also, you can see that every day there is a difference in the shadow. Okay, there is a difference in the position of the sun from day to day. What do you observe? There is a difference in the position of sun. So in olden days, people used to calculate the time by using the shadow of different objects. Okay, during a period of 2 weeks, you had made an observation that the length of the shadow at a particular time changing day by day. Yes. So by this, seeing this shadow only, the ancient people were you able to find out the time. They were able to find out the time. Even nowadays also you can able to find out the time by using this shadow. If you want to do this, you can yourself also just place a stick in the ground in the open area nearby your house, and you can observe this every half an hour. You just go and see the shadow, mark the place, and then next day again what you do, again you take the shadows, measure the shadow, place it. Okay, place the nails. Then daily, after few observations, you will be able to know that yes, there is a change in the position daily. So every day there is a change in the position of the shadow. Okay, children. So with this we end up today's class. I hope it is understandable, and you'll have to write this activity and send me as your homework. Okay, thank you for watching.